Had a few people ask about controlling fear. So they get very fearful of situations. So maybe they've been in a situation and they've had trouble with it, or they just, the idea of being in a sort of violent situation is very scary, understandably. But yeah, so I've got a few things which I'm give it as advice. Deep breathing. So, if you're not breathing much or you're breathing very fast, that doesn't help. If you can slow your breathing down, deeper breaths, it's going to be better. Movement also, so whether it's just, moving a bit on the spot, even that will help eat up some of the adrenaline. So what we're trying to avoid is an adrenaline dump, a sudden sort of surge of adrenaline, which adrenaline should be helping you in these situations, but it can be hindering you otherwise. Previous exposure, so that could be through controlled drills at a self-defense class or a martial art class, could be in a competition where you've got a bit more nerves. You don't know who you're up against or what they're good at, and you have to work and adjust at the start. Or it could be in a real self-defense situation. So previous exposure and previous success, hopefully from those. And even if you didn't win the competition, or you did come into some trouble in a real situation, then hopefully just from that experience you're getting some exposure, some success. And so I've been there before, sort of thing. Keeping positive, very important. Accepting outcomes, so thinking in this competition, in this situation, I might get hurt, I might get embarrassed slightly, but that doesn't matter. So just try and get into your brain into the space where you go, this might happen, but I can cope with that. It doesn't matter. And also keeping alert. So one of the most important things in self-defense is awareness, keeping alert, because if you're suddenly surprised by something creeps up on you because you weren't looking around, you weren't thinking about what's around you, then that suddenly can cause the adrenaline surge, the adrenaline dump that makes everything worse. But out of all of those, deep breathing and movement, if you can have some movement, so you often see people before a boxing match or an MMA match, bouncing on the spot, that's partly just to think, I want to keep my muscles warm, but also it's a good idea to just eat up some of that adrenaline and keep it at a decent, sensible level.